What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Journey. In the last episode, we began this gorgeous game, and in this episode, we are going to be continuing along by heading towards the opening we can see off in the distance. And I also see something else at the bottom there. What could that possibly be? Let's go investigate. And now the game is going to be loading our first true area of the game where we do not get a tutorial. We actually have to figure out things for ourselves. Although it's not difficult, so don't worry. There's nothing about this game that is truly difficult in any way. So just kick back, relax, and enjoy. That's all you really need to be doing here. And now that thing we saw from the distance seems to have disappeared, but what we do see is this massive landscape. And I also see an ancient glyph down there that I want to go for in a second. But yes, massive landscape. Unfortunately, we cannot go as far as we can see, but we still have a lot of open room to explore. So I'm going to head right towards that ancient glyph straight off the bat, which is way down there. Luckily, there is no fall damage. There is no HUD in this game. There is no... no, there's nothing you need to worry about except for your scarf as far as meters or anything along the lines of that. So let's pick up this ancient glyph, which is going to allow us to fly a tad longer. And now I'm going to head over to this dried scarf and light it up. And doing so is going to create a few more of these cloth creatures, which will restore my power. I'll use them to get a little bit of distance here, and then I will fly the rest of the way. So that is what is going to come out of all of these smaller stone structures with the medium-sized claws. These larger ones, we will find out what they will do in just a moment, but there's another ancient glyph over here that I'm actually worried about. So I'm going to take care of that. It is not very apparent at the moment, but you will see it in just a second. Let me just turn the camera. There it is. You see it now. Alright, so let's head on inside and grab that. There is one more ancient glyph for us to obtain in this area, and we're going to go grab that before we continue on with what we need to do here. Again, the visuals absolutely amazing. Something that you haven't really been able to hear much of yet, but we'll be getting into soon, is the music of this game. Now, I want to talk about that for a minute. The music... or the score, rather, is legendary already among video games. In fact, Journey is the first video game ever to be nominated for a Grammy Award. No video game has ever had that before. There's also a mural behind this, these sand falls, I guess is what you could call them, so we're going to grab that real quick. But, yes, it is the first video game score ever to be nominated for a Grammy. Everything about it is absolutely fantastic. It happens to be my personal favorite score in all of video games. Just for so many reasons that you will hear as we go throughout this game. It is incredibly atmospheric and so just perfectly imbued into the way this game plays out. And I will be mentioning it quite a bit as we go throughout the game. So let's grab this last glyph. And then we can figure out what those giant scarves have to do with everything. Those giant ribbons that are protruding out of the large stone structures. What do those have to do with anything? And these three columns here in the middle. I don't know. Well, let's climb up to this first one and figure it out. Now, unfortunately, I'm out of scarf power, but there's always a way to get to somewhere that you need to go. So let's get these guys to help us. And let's light this up. We can just climb up on it if we want to, which is what I do want to do, just for fun. And tons of these cloth creatures, but they're not here to help us get somewhere. At least not help us glide somewhere. Instead, they are going to form a bridge. Interesting. So this is what remains of a ruined bridge. Now we have another set of large scarves over there and one over there as well. So we're going to take care of all of those. I'm actually going to go to this set next, and I will use these guys to carry me a bit further, just like that. Awesome. If you can time things right, you can really glide for a very long time in this game, so that's always something that's really neat. Yes, we have another set over here. They're going to help us get up to those two. Just like that. There we go. And let's light these up. Oh, missed you. Let's finish the job. Perfect. And there were 2 of those giant ribbons this time, which is going to create a lot more of these. And in fact, create not 1, but 2 bridges this time. Now, technically, for you people who like to go for 100%, if you could find a way to get up to this, to that bridge right there without activating this last ribbon, you will actually get a trophy for crossing the bridge without completing all of the segments. So that is something to take note of. However, I'm not going to do that, just because I don't feel like it. Not saying I can't do it. I have 100% of this game. It's really not difficult to 100% at all. If anything, the hardest part is finding all of the ancient glyphs in this game, which I will be showing the locations of as we play. And that's it. Nice face shot of our little journeyer here. Speaking of, our traveler here that we are playing as doesn't actually have a name. You can call them the journeyer, the traveler. It doesn't really matter. They don't really have a set name. They're a mute character, and basically they're supposed to be you, I suppose, is the best way that can be described. Now, before I go any further up this bridge, I just want to point out, if you can see it up there, do you see the peak of the mountain up there? You've noticed it right at the beginning of the game when we saw the title screen. It's kind of always within range of our vision. We can almost always see it. That mountain is the focal point of this game. That is where we are trying to go. That is our destination. Alright, so that is really the point if you were curious about that. It's not 100% apparent, but it's pretty obvious considering that is the focal point from the beginning. So let's step into the light and get another cutscene. And the story starts to become a little bit more apparent to us as we continue. I'm just going to let you guys interpret the story for yourselves. It's not really hard to decipher, but I think it's just better left unspoken about. I'd rather just talk about what's happening now instead of what's the backstory of this game, because that's really left up to your interpretation. Anyways, guys, I think that's actually going to be it for this episode. I said we were going to have longer episodes after the last one. I lied, sadly. That's not going to happen until the next episode, unfortunately. Just based on the way I want to time things and whatnot. Um, Unfortunately, that's all going to be saved for the very next episode. So, guys, with that, this has been the Squirtle King. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Play Journey very much, and I will see you all in the next one.